Howdy folks, here's going to be an unboxing. Look familiar? This is actually from Huawei. I purchased a couple in-stock katanas and it took them about a month and a half to arrive. I've heard other people say they got theirs in like 11 days, but they're fairly busy with the holiday season, so I'll make this short and painless as possible. So let's get after it. Well, I saved you the pain and suffering of unboxing these katana from Huawei because they were wrapped up like a pharaoh from Egypt, and that ain't no joke. They were packaged really well. The blades were wrapped, the saya was wrapped, the ska was wrapped, everything on it. I was pretty impressed. But as most people, you know, they fast forward through that stuff anyway. So this will be a first impressions video. I got the Deep Sori Shinogi Zakuri katana and a regular Sori Shinogi Zakuri in Shirasai. So being my project katana that I slowly get the fittings that I like and maybe send it away and get the ska put on in the whole 9 yards. First impressions are very good. I'm pleasantly surprised in Huawei for the price point and the quality that they send out. Let's go with the Shinogi Zakuri Deep Sori katana first. Starting off, just the saya alone it's just fantastic. It's done very well. It's got the buffalo horn, kojiri, korigara, and koiguchi. It shows up fingerprints pretty good, but like I said before in other videos, that doesn't matter to me at all. I can wipe it off and it looks good. The shitadome, which are these little washer pieces that go in the kurigara, were glued in, and they're in good. Every other katana I've got, except for my more expensive ones, these were loose. I had to glue them in. I got the plain Higo fittings, if you can see there. That's the Koshira plain. Plain Fuchi. The Moko style plain Suba, which is the handguard. I really like the simplicity in katanas. I don't like my katanas real blingy. All in all, I'm pretty impressed. There's a few things that we'll go over. The Manuki are very nice, detailed. The Ito, which is the wrap, is a synthetic silk, and it moves just a little bit. It's not as tight as like on my Sino swords, but it's doable. It's not moving too much, just a little bit over the knot. Over the Manuki, these ornaments under the wrap, those are good. The Samigawa, it's medium quality, smaller nodules, medium to smaller nodules. It's got two makugi pegs, bamboo makugi pegs, which hold the blade in. It does have some rattle this way and this way, more this way than anything. I would have liked to seen that with no rattle. It's got a shoestring sageo. I would have liked to seen that a little bit higher quality. It's got a pretty deep sori. It says it was an 1.5 inch. The sori is the curvature, and it says it has an 1.5 inch sori. But I measured it from laying this onto the table, and at the highest point, I don't know if they're laying it on there from there to there, but from the habaki to the kasaki, which is the tip, I got 1.25 inches. So that was a little bit off in their description. This has a 27.5-inch Nagasa blade. It's got, I'm really surprised in the habaki, very tight, everything's tight, and the measurement comes from this little notch here in the habaki, which is this blade collar, from the mune, it's called the munimachi to the kasaki tip, which is tip, and that's 27.5 inches. It says in the description it's differentially hardened, hand-forged, clay-tempered. It's T10 steel, which makes a great hamon, which is the temper line of the clay along the edge. It's water-quenched. Said it was hand-polished and very sharp, which I'm sorry to say it's not. It's not very sharp. Not very sharp at all. I shouldn't be able to do that with my thumb at all. It will cut this heavier paper, but phone book paper won't touch it. Same thing with this. This was even a little bit more dull. And it didn't say this was very sharp in the description, the Shirasaya blade, but this one did, and that was a little bit disappointing, to say the least, because I think one of the main qualities if you buy a katana is the sharpness. This one has a Toran hamon, which is a billowing hamon, and I'll get some close-ups of it and put it in the video here. And Toran means billowing, and it's got like a billowing hamon to it. All in all, I'm pretty impressed for the money, and I'll be ordering from them again, probably a lot sooner than later. All the fittings are tight. Feels good. And let's go to my Shirasaya for the project katana. Now it says it's in a redwood, it was made out of redwood. And I don't know if it's just actual redwood or if it's stained red. And it's, to me it looks like on the inside, it looks like it's red oak. But it's definitely heavy. It's heavier than a... It's really tight. I see they shimmed it, and they shimmed it a little bit too tight. It's definitely heavier than a normal saya, and it's harder when you sheath the sword. You can tell that when it's hitting against the inside and on the edges, it's a harder, denser wood, and it's heavier. This Shirasaya also came with a buffalo horn kashira, or pommel, and fuchi, the collar at the top of the handle, or ska. It's also on the koiguchi, or the mouth of the saya, or scabbard. And a buffalo horn kojiri, the end cap to the saya. This has one makugiana, one peg to hold it, which most Shirasayas I've ever seen do. They just got one peg there. But the way these habakis fit on these swords, not much gap there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But I was impressed with how good fit and finish of these swords are. And this one has a choji hamon. And that choji means clover tree flower. And I'll put a close-up of both of these. This is the hamon on the deep sori katana. It's the Turan hamon, which means billowing. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned that already. But I really love a nice hamon on a katana. There's just lots of activity, a lot of things to look at, the different colors and different types of hamons resemble different things. And this was on the Shirasaya, and that's a choji hamon, which means clover tree flower. And it's a hard thing to do. It's to get what you want. I was reading a Japanese, I can't remember the Japanese sword maker. He said every time you do the hamon, it's like a little miracle that comes out if it comes out the way you want. And it's very stressful until you get it polished to see that beautiful hamon come out like you intended. And some still shots I'll throw in there too. So, well, those are my first impressions, and I am impressed. For the price point, this one here was $419, and the Shirasai was $388, and that's what they charged me. And I guess shipping's included in that because there was no extra shipping fee. It was the price, and that's what I paid. There you go. God, family, friends, and country.